Are heat transfers a way to be able to get into a similar tech but at a lower cost, or like when does that transfer happen? When you are ordering from FM Expressions all your transfers or something, and then now you want to be able to up it to direct to garment. Like, what are the triggers for that to happen?
Yeah, so I mean, a couple of things. Transfers, especially over the years, have gotten great. I love using transfers from a quality place, specifically screen printed transfers. All right. You get into some of these like iron-on transfers and ink things you can print off with an inkjet. The problem you're going to have with those is washability. So if you're coming from a brand's perspective,
Mm-hmm.
you don't want to have to deal with that. So my big thing is if you're starting your own apparel line and you're trying to do it on the cheap, or save some money, your initial run can absolutely be helped if you do transfers. But make sure that it's a good, reputable company, preferably screen printed transfers, if your designs allow it, right? So that's absolutely a great way to do it. Now, let's say that you go that route and you do your first launch and you sell a couple hundred shirts real quick. And then you do the next launch and you keep doing well, right? What ends up happening, the only issue that you have with those is you need to keep on buying in large bulk to make it worth your while. And as long as your numbers are high, then that's great. Problem comes though when you want to expand that design. If your apparel line has, a handful of designs,
Mm-hmm.
buying that amount of, like, let's say 6 designs. If your apparel brand has 6 different designs and you want to buy a couple hundred transfers of each of those designs versus spending $20,000 on a DTG, and this is just, you want to do this as a proof of concept or a hobby, do the transfers. It's great. The issue you run into though is you need to make sure that those transfers are exactly the right size that you want them to be, because you can't change it once you order them. And when you have them shipped to you, no matter how long you wait, they don't shrink enough to make a difference, right? And then as you expand or as you want to have more offerings, then that's when it might be worthwhile for you to take over the production. The other thing with the transfer, and again, I'm not dogging transfers because I love them, and I have a good amount of buddies and customers that have built great businesses off transfers. But if you're running an apparel line, again, we'll go back to that one, and we want to do, some test designs and things like that. I want to do a mock-up and throw it on Instagram and see if anyone's interested in it. If I have a DTG and I do that, I can print on demand, boom, right then and there, and again, grab that emotional, oh, I love this, I want to buy it right now for $30. I can grab that emotional sale. If I'm tossing it out there and I'm thinking about then bringing in transfers, I've got a delay. And, as fast as everyone's moving, that's kind of an issue. So expanding with transfers can be kind of tough if you're an apparel line. The turnaround time at times can be tough if you're just a traditional printer providing to
Mm-hmm.
people. So someone comes in and says, hey, I need 6 shirts with this design on it and I need them next week. Well, sometimes depending on where your transfers come from, that means you've got to do a rush order on the transfers, got to get them to you quickly. And then if something goes wrong, you don't have control over that, right? So at the end of the day, doing anything in-house, the decision for that should be based off of your business and the fact that you want/value the control that it brings you. That's whether we're talking screen printing or DTG. But the majority of the time, like there's a great company, chowderheads.com. It's
Mm-hmm.
CHOWDERHEADZ.com. I'll make sure he's cool with me plugging his name. I don't think he'll have a problem with it, but it's a great company, and they have a great website. All the shirts they do is on demand DTG stuff, and they're doing a ton of it. And for him, it worked out perfect because they can have hundreds of designs, and they have all these opportunities to make sales, and they do it. That's where DTG works for him. Similar to like Trinity Cactus as well. And
Sure. So it sounds like, turnaround time's a big thing. Being able to do things a little bit more custom. It's almost like a step up, right? It's like, okay, this is working. Let's move to the next step to be able to allow us more flexibility and serve our customers better.
right, and the thing about it too, the majority of the time, I'm finding that people are purchasing these machines on a leasing deal, on a financing deal. So the other thing that I always talk about is if you're going to go that route and you confirm, yep, I want to get into this, go talk numbers with who you're doing your leasing or financing from, and let's figure that out. Because you might go to them, and because of your credit or whatever, your monthly payment might be a lot more expensive than you expected, right? Versus if you have great credit and good business history, things like that nature, your monthly bill might be cheaper than you expected. And so that can be another decision-making tool as well. Just kind of confirming that, but again, like the biggest thing we keep coming back to is do you have the business for it? If so, what is that business? And let's talk through it. It's interesting. When people call in a Ryonet or when I talk to people about getting into DTG, I ask just as many questions about their business and what they're going to use it for as they ask me about the printer.
Sure.
If not, I ask more, because my key thing is to make sure that, does this printer fit in your shop? And if it does, great. You're going to love it. If it doesn't, that's great too. I'm going to recommend you go here, talk to this person about that, because, and that's what I've also told people. I've been a customer of Ryonet, screenprinting.com, ever since I started. And from the customer side, I really enjoyed it. And then I've worked with Ryonet, for, almost 10 years now. And from the side of working for Ryonet, it's been great too, because at the end of the day, we have all of these core values, but really they can all kind of come down to the business model of, we want to make screen printers better, or printers, just garment decorators, better. It's a very, very simple business model. If I can help you succeed, then we can do a lot of business together, right? And even if that means, if you're calling me the DTG expert at this company, or me the guy that someone recommended to talk to about direct garment printing, even if that means that I tell you, hey, this probably isn't the right fit for you, either or right now. I mean, I would much rather say this is not the right fit than recommend you the wrong thing.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, we exactly do the same. And I think people respect that too.
Totally.
Yeah, that's huge. Is there anything any shop that you're following that's super interesting, or a book that you're reading super interesting other people could pick up? Any tactic or something or strategy that you found very interesting and other shops using?
The Chowderheads has got a great thing going. I really like them. And again, I'll make sure they're cool with me talking about them. but I'm sure that they're fine with it. They've got a really great thing going. There's a really cool shop that popped up on my radar recently, and it's a shop that's run out of their house as well. So a couple of things I like to follow. There's a YouTuber, the Screen Print Life. He's got a couple of really cool things going on. Of course, Ryanet's YouTube. It's always great. But there's a new guy. He's not crazy new, but he's been doing some really neat stuff.
What's his name?
Oh, I'm pulling him up right now. Lee Stewart is the name.
Lee Stewart.
Yeah, that's the name of his YouTube channel. Here, I'll send it to you right now.
Awesome. Lee Stewart. I'm assuming you could just search Lee Stewart Printing, or.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And I would link to this video that he put together as well, because
I'll check it out.
A big thing.
Oh yeah, I did see this. Very cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, he spent a lot of time in just perfecting the home setup.
Another company that everyone listening should totally look up: Snarky Cancer.
Snarky Cancer.
Wild story and great group of people. They're out of the Washington area. Everything that they do, they put so much towards cancer research and funding, and so they're doing some really, really cool stuff. But their marketing is really fun and really cool. So that's something that I also really stress to people. Like when we put the shop together, we have space made in the shop for Instagram photography, product photography, things like that. You don't need a lot of space for that, but getting your message out and marketing is such a big thing these days, but you don't have to overthink it. But this guy, the Crazy Home Screen Printing Setup, he talks a little bit about that. And Snarky, they do all kinds of really cool things. Great people, again, too.
Yeah,
so
I'll check this out. Yeah, Lee's also on Lee Stewart 38 on Instagram as well, where he posts a lot of really cool pictures and videos and everything like that. So definitely check him out. Luke, This has been awesome. This is very, very helpful. I'm pretty pumped to write this out and document it all and be able to share it. Thank you so much for being able to join us. Everybody, you can reach Luke. We'll post your email in the
Yeah, put my
So
email
they don't
out
have to
there.
spell it, and they can be able to reach you if they have more questions as well. And it'll be very cool
Yeah.
to see how those videos come out. And I love the educational materials as well. Perfect. Thanks,
Yeah.
Luca. Really appreciate joining us and sharing all that knowledge.
Yeah, no problem. I actually just thought I gotta do one more plug for something else that's really
Yeah, of
important.
course.
So one humongous thing I can't stress enough, whether you're screen printing or DTG, is you have to always think about the quality of the shirt. There's a thing in art that says crap art in is crap art out. If you have bad art, you have bad separations, bad film, bad screens, bad prints, right? Same thing with shirts. If you're using crappy shirts or you're using shirts that do not have a good quality to how they're made, you're not going to have good prints. So I highly always recommend that people work on that and work on possibly upselling when the option is there. Right now, my top one is our all-made shirt at Ryonet. I'm not saying it because I work at Ryonet, but it prints phenomenally on our DTGs, and that's all that we sell right now for adult stuff. That's on DTG through this. So the all-made brand has been phenomenal. It's got a great store behind it too, which goes back to is a great marketing material. But that's my last little thing that I recommend is definitely checking out All Made. It's really cool.
Heck yeah. Sweet.
Awesome,
Luke. Truly appreciate the time. This has been ultra helpful.
Heck yeah.
And
Thank
you
you
for, yeah, of course. Thanks for joining us on the show.
No problem, man. You guys have a great one. I'll talk to you soon.
You too. Bye.
Will do. Bye.